So
your little community.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, yeah. So I was there for a little while, and I just kept like moving different apartments, and I don't know. There's no real excitement there, except one of my apartments got broken into. Oh, except the other thing about the apartment thing in LA is every place you go, they tell you the last person who was there and what happened to them. It's always positive, and it's always like, the last girl who lived here, she went on to, she's a, the show Sunset, Gates, and I'm always like, no. She's like, she's on that very good show. And like, then I lived in the place that Jennifer Jason Leigh lived right before she like hit it big, and then I lived in the place where like, whatever. It was all like that because that's LA.
What was like the person that lived your diet? Something happened.
No, nobody would ever tell me that. No.
Okay, so hold on. How'd you get Gilmore? Was it created for you?
No. So then, I don't know, I had just done all this half hour, I didn't want to do that anymore, and the script came to me, and I was honestly unavailable. I was on another series, and so, I don't know, it just kept coming back around, and I just really liked it. I liked, to me, the jobs you have the best chance of getting are the ones where you just hear it how you know what it should sound like, and so I felt like I knew what it should sound like, but I couldn't do it. But they couldn't find anybody. And then somebody made a deal with somebody to let me come in. So basically, then this is the most ideal thing. They already were kind of interested. They had seen whoever they felt to be right, and so they brought me in with one other person, and I tested and got it that day. It never happens like that, P.S. And it was my birthday. I mean, come on. And then, yeah.
Did you even have an audition before you tested, or was your audition literally that test?
It was the test.
Oh my God.
Because we were in that position, which, I wasn't there. I wasn't in town. I wasn't really available. So they got down to the wire where they couldn't even, there was no time,
So this other poor girl had been to like the open call, like all the craziest
I don't know,
meetup.
but yeah, so, and people kept saying like, ugh, dang, you're too young to play a mom. I was like, it's not a mom. That's not the character. The character is like the character, But then when I saw Alexis, I was like, I'm too young to play a mom.
So you took your 50-year-old stage makeup.
Because when you're playing a mom, which I had never really done before, well, maybe once maybe, but like, the director and stuff will always be like, now mom, you go over here. And I was like, character has a name, I'm barely even 30.
Oh my God, devastating. Now what about, were you a big Chorus Line fan? Did you freak out when Kelly Bishop got the gig?
Oh my God, I have never seen a production of Chorus Line. I just saw the movie the documentary last time.
Oh, documentary, okay.
I've seen the movie too, but yes, I knew who Kelly was, and I was very excited. And have you seen, I can't go on YouTube because then I would never leave the house, and I'd have to draw, But the YouTube I'm sure you've seen of Kelly singing at the ballet. What?
Yes, but it's not Stickel-Reed. You don't know Stickel-Reed?
No.
Okay, I need some emails. I know, gasping. I email you an amazing video.
Okay.
Okay, you can attack.
Okay.
But part 2, yes, that's on the Phil Donahue show.
Well, there's that one, but there's somebody archived footage of the original thing, and it's like scratchy, and then if you go to the Phil Donahue thing, it's like your day is done.
15 years later, exactly. Oh my God, how great was it to work with her? Did you learn anything from her?
A lot. She's amazing, and she's still a dear friend, and she's so professional in the way that I now know Broadway dancers to be in particular. She never ever complained. She'd bitch, but she wouldn't complain. She would never she'd be like, well, I don't think, but then she would always be completely prepared and always incredibly together, and was just an example in her conduct.
It's a dancer mentality.
Yeah, and we worked. It was hard. It was a really hard job, and she just. And when I say bitch, I just mean we all would sit around and just be like, oh God, this is crazy and whatever. But once it came time to go, there was just she'd do whatever asked of her and be amazing every time. So.
Did you ever see the Gilmore Girls take off on Mad TV?
No, I have heard about it. I can't. No, I heard it's really funny, and my eyebrows are like this. And we just keep running around talking really fast. And it's like, are we really saying anything interesting? I don't know. We're not even really smart, probably. No. I don't have to see it.
Okay, so talk about how'd you get involved in Guys and Hoes?
Well, they didn't call me. They're only the women's sluts.
Right, exactly.
They called me. me a long time ago. I think this thing, you know, as you know, had many incarnations of different creative teams, and they had just, I don't know how that call happens, or I don't know what list that is, you know, I don't know.
How did they know you could sing at all?
I don't think they did. I think they were thinking of like comics who could maybe bring an audience, you know, I don't know. But so they called me and maybe they were thinking of Hello Dolly. All three. But so I just and you know, ultimately I was quite encouraged and supported by the agent and manager and those people. But in the beginning, they're like, "What? You just got off a series. You're not going to go work potentially for a year and be gone." And
so anti-theater agents.
Well,
that's hilarious.
they are and they aren't. You just have to really convince them.
They aren't. But you have to really convince them. That's what they are.
Because I think half the time it's the material, because some they're really wonderful theatrical agents, but they just sometimes they're just not familiar with the show. It's not something that is in their kind of childhood memory the way it is for us who love it and grew up with it and were interested.
Yeah, but NA theater compared to,
I know.
You know.
Well, ultimately, my agent, after months and months and months, he said he finally really read it, and he said, you know, I can't tell you you'll have a better part in any media in the next next year. So this you got to do this. But so they called me, and so I started working with a teacher, Eric Vitro, in LA, and just to see if what would come out of my mouth. I hadn't done anything, and we started working on it. And then time went by, and then you know kept falling apart and come together, and then finally.
I mean the production, because like the different director,
and then the different actors, and yeah, just finally the timing was right, and at every step, you know, and they had me come in, and I don't know.
You actually had an audition?
Yeah.
Weird.
Well, they didn't know if I could sing.
What did you sing?
I sang "Sue Me," I sang "LA's Lament," I sang, what other songs?
Marry the Man Today?
No Marry the Man.
So wait, were you nervous?
Yes.
But you had auditioned in the old days for musicals.
Yeah, but old days. When you start to realize how long it's been since you've done something, it's really devastating. Because I did, you know, a play at Williamstown, and I sang with Charlie Alterman, you must know him. Yeah. I did like a Carole King song. That's the first time and the last time I had done any music, you know, at all.
But you were listening to my radio show and singing along?
Yeah, that's why I'm
in the car? Oh.
Yeah, but really, it's so moving to me, and I was reminded how there's no there's no more important material to me really than theater and musical theater, and there's nothing more moving. There's nothing that's a bigger deal. Like, and it's what I wanted to do ever. Like, I never wanted to be on. I don't know. It's just, like the things that happened to me were not what I pictured. This was what I pictured.
Right. You're like in New York. That's interesting. So do you want to actually live here and do more theater?
Well, I have a place here. I kind of go back and forth, but yes, I mean.
Yeah, you just did a pilot.
Yeah, but it didn't get picked up.
Really, that's sad. Was it a dramedy? What was it?
It was a half-hour single-camera comedy, which is the only reason I missed performances in the show, which I had vowed not to do. But they knew that I was going to have to do that. And no, it's okay. You know, I know now enough about that world that you can feel when the pieces of it aren't right, and you actually dread they'll push it through just because like they can sell it, you know. But you know, it's such a weird alchemy, as in anything, to get all the creative like elements working. It's everybody trying their best, and you know, you've seen people who are great sort of get, you know, do stuff that doesn't work, and it didn't really work. So so it was perfect.
You weren't devastated then. So now, are you coveting anything coming up on Broadway? Like, do you have any role you have in mind?
No. Are you? What are you?
No, I just. Well, first song. I mean, do you have anything like? So do you have any revivals you think? Oh, I want to do that one day.
No, I don't. I mean, that's why I really wanted to do this. You know, I think I'm a particular kind of singer. I can't sing many things. You know, I'm just kind of a belter, and I don't really know yet in a way. So this was a part I felt that I could do, and I don't know. I don't have another one like it. You know, I just read they were doing a reading of you know, they're workshopping, or they had done a reading on A Clear Day You Can See Forever.
Yeah.
You know, I thought that was really beautifully written. It's like a similar kind of like 40s like, you know, lounge singer girl, but
that's a great role.
Yeah.
Two characters.
Yeah.
So did you do it?
No, I couldn't do the reading, but that's just something I read recently where I was like, ooh, if that came around.